how you build us good life. One step, two steps, three, and it's over. Five and to six again. Seven steps, eight steps, nine, and I'm older, trying to figure out where I fit in. So hold yourself tight. So hold yourself tight. Everything will work out fine. So hold yourself tight. So hold yourself tight. Everything will work out fine. So hold yourself tight.
보지 않간다.
In the morning, I wake up feeling no pain. Long stretches, I get to remember it. Then I see my bed is empty on one side. Back in the sheet, only place I can hide. In the morning, I'm wondering how I'm gonna get through the night. Sick and weary, and only your love's gonna make it right. I close the curtain, sweating, shaking all over. Imagine you're here. I'm looking up at the door. I'm a better man with your love than without. Stuck in the cell, may never make it out. In the morning, Can I compete? The mirrors are slanted, my reflection's still there. The marquees, they all read appearing nowhere, appearing nowhere, now appearing nowhere.
Sun is falling, speed in the black. Nobody driving, we're in the back to the end of the world. Tides will rise, tides will fall with the gravity of you to the